quick thank you to our sponsors for making this podcast possible. They keep this show free to listen to.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Hi, Peace and Parenting listeners. This is Michelle, and I'm just here letting you all know that my sweet, sweet dad has passed away. And if you listen to the podcast at all, you know how much he meant to the girls and to me. And if you haven't listened to his episode, you should. It's an incredible one, and we'll link it in the show notes here. But I'm taking a small break from the podcast, but don't worry, we will be finding our most popular episodes and putting them out for you each week. I'll be back very soon, but I just wanted to take a break here to be with my family. So thank you very much for continuing to listen, and I'll be back soon. Hi, I'm Michelle, a mother of 2 teens. 13 years ago, I traded in punishments and rewards for connection. Now I prioritize relationship over behaviors, utilize play as a parenting tool, and set limits with empathy instead of consequences. Each week, I share my journey and interview clients, experts, and followers. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here.
Today, we're going to talk about the idea of respect. What is respect? Why do we expect respect from our children? Why is it said in society so many times, children should respect the adults around them, or my child has no respect for me? There's a lot of hubbub and discussion about respect and children and respect in general. Like, I've been disrespected. A lot of people feel disrespected by other people. There's a real discussion. There's a real ether. There's a lot of tightness around this idea of respect. So how do we get respect? We get respect by being respectful, right? So if you think about the people that you respect in your life, or if you look the people that you look up to, I always remember I had a really an incredible boss when I was working at Santa Monica High School. I was a counselor, and I had this incredible principal that I worked for. And I totally and completely respected him because he totally and completely respected me. He trusted me as a counselor to do my job. He thought the best of me. He really believed in my skills. And when he believed in my skills and I knew it, I rose to the occasion. I felt good and grounded. I felt like my skills were important and that I was doing a good job because of the way he treated me, because he respected me, because he really told me that whatever I did, he knew that I was trying my best. Even when I messed up and even when I had issues, he never thought the worst of me. He always thought the best of me. And so I worked really hard for him because I wanted to do a good job. And I knew that my good job, quote unquote, was being noticed because he trusted me. And so we had a mutual respect, and we had this working relationship that allowed me to really flourish as a young counselor in a high school with very little experience. I flourished because I knew he had my back and I knew that he thought well of me. So I think we can take this kind of same model. It's like when you respect somebody or when you have this deep endearment for someone, you know what that feels like. You know what it's like to have a good boss or to have a good leader or to have a good friend, somebody that you respect because they treat you respectfully also. You're able to reciprocate. You're able to give that right back. But in parenting, often we believe we should be respected only because we are someone's parent. And unfortunately, it takes more than a bloodline to gain respect. So our children will love us and they need us. They really do need us. They need us for shelter and for love and for all of those important things. And their brain tells us that they need us. But that's much different than respecting us. And so we get respect by giving it. And that's why connection plays into this whole paradigm of respect so well, is that when you're deeply connected to your child, that's a form of respect. That's a form of respecting the relationship and really forming the relationship and saying, I believe this relationship is important and I'm willing to put my connection and my deep-rooted efforts into it. And when we do that, our children notice. They notice when we make an effort to cultivate the relationship. They can feel that. And that can feel like respect. And when they know that we've cultivated this deep relationship, they also can reciprocate. They can respect us right back because they want to care about the relationship too. So why is it so important that we get respect? And why does society tell us, oh, your children need to be respectful? I think what they really mean is your children need to be compliant. Your children need to not question you. Your children need to do as you ask no matter what. And then if you have a child who doesn't do as you ask or who doesn't follow your directions, that somehow that child doesn't respect you. And I can see that. And if your child, all children, of course, are not going to do as we ask all of the time. But if your child is continually not doing as you ask or not respecting you or doing things that are unkind, it might behoove us to look deeper and think, what's going on for this kid? What's going on with our relationship? How can I boost that relationship? How can I boost that connection? How can I make that relationship feel better so that my child wants to respect me?
Before we continue, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. Their support lets us keep bringing you the show completely free. My sweet Esme has eczema and super sensitive skin, and it's not easy finding products that actually work for tough stains, but are also not irritating to the skin. That's why I switched to Blueland. Their products are made to meet the highest environmental standards. Their products are not just clean, they're mom clean. Blueland products are 100% plastic-free and made with certified clean ingredients that are safe to use around family, pets, and plants in the house. You don't have to choose between the safe option and what really gets your house clean. Blueland products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands and are free from dyes, bleach, and harsh chemicals. And Blueland is trusted in over 1 million homes, including mine. I love the dishwasher tablets. They leave my dishes really clean, and I don't even need to use rinse aid. Blueland has a special offer for listeners. Right now, get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/peace. You won't want to miss this. blueland.com/peace for 15% off. That's blueland.com/peace. Are you a mom who feels like you're juggling it all, but something just feels off? It could also be your hormones causing this chaos. Hormone Harmony contains science-backed herbal extracts called adaptogens. Now, here's the beauty of adaptogens. They help the body adapt to any stressors like chaotic hormonal changes that happen naturally throughout a woman's life. That's why Hormone Harmony is perfect for women of all ages who are struggling with life-disrupting symptoms such as PMS, like irritability, moodiness, discomfort, or uncontrollable cravings, and menopause with symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats. The results are impressive. There are over 40,000 reviews on their website. Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. So for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code PEACE. Check out happymammoth.com. Use the code PEACE for 15% off today. Thanks for supporting our sponsors. Now back to the show.
I think when I first started parenting, I thought this idea of respect was really important too. And I wanted Esme to really respect me. I wanted her to do as I asked. I wanted her to comply. I wanted her to fall into line. And I thought I could do that using rewards and punishments. And when she didn't, I blamed her. I blamed her and her behavior, and that something was wrong with her, and that she wasn't respecting me, that she was being disrespectful. But when I started changing the way in which I came to my parenting, I realized it was me who was not respecting her, and that I needed to work on my respect of her and my respect of our relationship and my respect of our bond. And that in itself would move Esme's behavior, and she would begin to respect me. Who's going to respect somebody that's threatening or punishing or bribing? Just think if you're in a romantic relationship and that person is threatening you and bribing you and punishing you when you did something wrong, withdrawing their love, and giving you the silent treatment. We've had people like this in our lives that treat others like that during a relationship. And it doesn't feel good. And you don't respect that person and you don't respect what they're doing. You might still love them. You might still want to be with them because there's something inside of you that's driving that, but you don't really respect them. And therefore, what's your relationship? What's your behavior towards these people after a while, after they're threatening you and bribing you and being passive aggressive and all this stuff? What's your response to them after a while? Well, your response might not really be something positive. And your behavior towards them might not be something positive either. You might get passive aggressive, or you might get aggressive, or you might withdraw. And our kids are no different. And I think that's another reframe too. It's as if we believe our children are not people, that they somehow have a whole different set of values, or they have a whole different set of, inner workings, or they have a whole different mindset. They're just people too. And they're just in a relationship also. And romantic relationships and the parent-child relationship are definitely not the same, but we can draw a lot of lines through, because relationships are still relationships, and respectful relationships are two-sided. We cannot have respect without giving respect. And punishing and threatening and yelling and being unkind and being quote unquote disrespectful will not garner us respect from our kids or our partners or our friends or anyone. So although there's this idea that kids need to be respectful and that kids are disrespectful, I'd say that if you work on this relationship part, if your child is really being disrespectful, sure, they all go through like developmental stages, like that teenage stage when it first happens. It could seem like it's disrespect, but those kids are struggling. And also it could seem like it's disrespect when the toddler doesn't do as you ask and you tell them not to throw the food on the floor and they look you straight in the eye and they throw the food on the floor. That's not disrespectful. That's being a kid. And that can happen. But if it's happening all the time at every encounter and you're really struggling, then you have to take a step back and say, where can I be more respectful? Where can I use more connection? Where can I beef up this relationship while also not expecting perfection? But where can I beef up the relationship so my child can do better, so that they can respect me and I can also respect them, and we can have this reciprocal relationship when it comes to respect. If you want it, you have to be willing to give it. And sometimes if you're the adult and you're bigger and you're more knowledgeable, you might be giving more respect than you're getting. And that's part of parenting. We are often giving a lot more than we're getting because we're bigger, we're smarter, we're supposedly more advanced. And so if we are all of these things, we're parenting at 30,000 feet. We're not expecting the respect back, but we're going to give it no matter what, because that's the moral and ethical thing to do. We're going to continue to give respect to our children. Do we set limits? Absolutely. We do set limits, and we allow feelings to happen when we set those limits, but we also do that limit setting with respect, with kindness, with empathy, with understanding. So it isn't that we allow our kids to walk all over us or that we're passive, but we're also doing all of the things, all of the parenting things with integrity and with respect, so that our child knows when we set a limit, we mean it, but we don't mean it unkindly. We mean it in the kindest way. We mean it with empathy. We mean it with understanding. We still mean it. It's still going to happen, but we're not unkind and mean and disrespectful about it. Okay. I could go on and on about this respect issue. I'm going to stop there. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight. Thank you for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I had 10 reviews in the last week, and I would love to have a bunch more to keep us abreast. We have been in the top 100 for the last, I think, almost month and a half. And I would love to keep us there. So if you could leave a rating or review, it will help this little podcast stay afloat. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope to see you next time.
Hey there, Peace and Parenting family. If you love the podcast but wish to enjoy it without interruptions, your wish has come true. Introducing the ad-free version of the Peace and Parenting podcast, available exclusively on Apple Podcast. As a subscriber, you'll get all the heartfelt advice, parenting stories, and actionable tips you love without any ads. For less than the cost of a coffee each month, you will enjoy uninterrupted listening while also supporting our work to help you build stronger connections with your kids. Try it out for free. Simply find Peace and Parenting on Apple Podcasts, click Try Free, and you'll gain immediate access to our ad-free episodes. There's no commitment and you can cancel anytime. So if you're ready for a more peaceful, uninterrupted listening experience, subscribe now. Let's keep focusing on connection without the distractions.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.